thanks for stopping by. I'm Ghost Prime, and this is Human Alliance Jazz. Now, he came out in 2010, so been a while now. And he's actually a very cool figure. He turns into a licensed, I believe it's 1/24 scale. Don't quote me on that. Pontiac Solstice. And the scale is very close to that of the alternators back in the early 2000s, or Binotech line. And that was one of the reasons that really drew me to it to begin with. Not just because I didn't collect a lot of Generation 1, or a lot of movie toys, mainly Generation 1. But I really like this guy. I like the design for the movie Design for Jazz. And I picked him up. What I didn't know is that it was very hard to find back in that time, and they even KO'd this one. So there are KOs of this floating around. But yeah, so please stay tuned for the review and like and subscribe and all that. And without any further ado, let's get to the review. And here's everything that comes in the package. You get Jazz, Captain Linux, a motorcycle, and a missile. Now, the motorcycle here does transform into Jazz's gun, and the missile actually will stick on right here. There's a peg right here, and a hole that this will stick on right there. Maybe it goes the other way. Been a long time since I messed with this. And it kind of becomes a very large exhaust. It's fine. At least you got some place to put it. So that's cool. And here's Captain Linux. There's his face sculpt, if I could zoom in on it. Even his eyebrows are painted, which is more than I could say for some current, even masterpiece figures. He's got a little black on the back of his head. I don't know how that got there. Looks like paint. I don't know why. I've never noticed that before. But yeah, speaking of the black paint, he's got his vest here is painted, elbow pads, knee pads, everything here. Just done in just basically just a few colors. Articulation, his head just kind of could go all the way around. His elbows, arms go all the way around. No, shoulders, no elbows. It has thigh rotation, backwards, forward, knees. That's really all for Captain Linux. Now, he can kind of fit on the motorcycle. I say kind of because it's not super secure, and he doesn't really hold the handles well. So he's kind of off, but it'll stay there, kind of. Really, that's about it. I mean, it's cool enough that it's there. So then we have Jazz, which is the Pontiac Solstice. Now, I think this is licensed. I'm not 100% sure. I don't remember. But I do believe it is licensed. I definitely love the use of the clear plastic there, and the blue on the windshield. And as you can see, there's a steering wheel in there. Tail lights are painted. Rims are painted and pinned. And it rolls fairly good. You can open the door. There's not really much of an interior inside, not like the alternators. But even like it is, you can fit Captain Linux in there. Shut the door. I can get them all the way in. There you go. Shut the door. Make sure to come on tabbed, but there you go. I mean, look. That's kind of neat that he can be in the car. These things are really cool because they are about the size of alternators. So they're not small vehicles. Like there it is with Red Sunstreaker, Trax, and Alternators Mirage. So you can see, I'd say they scale fairly well, the Solstice being a smaller vehicle. Not quite, but close enough, I would say, to be on the same shelf. I do plan to do a review on this at some point. All right, so transformation on this is fairly simple. Just open the doors.
Wage their battle to destroy the evil forces of Decepticons.
Here he is in robot mode. A lot of that silver still shows up, but you got these copper highlights are thrown throughout, which look really good. A couple different layers of paint here for the different layers of color. Really nicely colored. His arms here are black, which I'm not sure why they didn't paint that. It should have been a silvery color, I think. But I think it looks really, really good this way. He does have a little bit of a backpack here and some hollowness behind the feet. But again, this was 2010, so you can't really blame it too much. And the Jazz offerings back then were not very good. Sculpt-wise, getting the head sculpt, and it looks fantastic. You got some of that bronze sort of color shows up there. Real nice sculpt work on it. On the back of the head is a lever, and if you push that up, he has his visor. And I'm glad they didn't do that in the translucent white. I believe that's how it was in the movie. It's blue, which shows up like the Generation 1. So it shows up really, really nice. He's got a lot of really cool techno greeble in here. This gun does come up and go over the shoulder. Sort of a la G1 a little bit. Kind of a throwback to G1, but it's also for this little seat where Captain Linux will sit, which I'll show in just a few minutes. Once you get down, looking at all the different pieces here. Autobot logo shows up on the crotch, waist. These pieces move around. They don't really snap in. I think they're supposed to go on the side or on the front. I kind of like them on the front because I think it sort of completes that look. Overall, I think it looks really good. It's like pistons, everything here. All the details really nice. Articulation's not too bad. You expect it to be somewhat like alternators, considering this is about the same size. But it's not that bad because head does not go up or down, but it does rotate 360. I guess up could be that if you really want it, but it's mainly transformation. Shoulder up there, 360 around. He has bicep swivels. He has a elbow that goes all the way. His fingers don't move. They kind of move in and out for transformation, and you can twist them. So there's that. Nothing at the waist, just because how this hinges on the crotch there. But he does have decent kick potential. Forward kick 2. Back, not so much. But he has a knee that goes about there. But if you want, it's a transformation joint, but it does work as a double jointed knee. He doesn't have any thigh swivel, but they kind of put it down to his shin. So I guess that's shin swivel. Nothing at the ankle here. No ankle pivot or anything. But that wasn't common on toys of this time. So can't really knock it for that. One little thing of articulation, I guess you could call it, is these little clavicle pieces here. And you could kind of move them up or down and kind of position them kind of the way you want them. I kind of like leave them just a little bit like that. Put them down and them up. They are on a ball joint, so you get them moved. These here can move like this. I think its transformation can be expressive also. So one thing you do is with the seat is you take Captain Linux. So he has this little port on the back, and he could sit. Shove that in the back of him. He'll sit right there, keep his arm out, move the gun around. He doesn't really hold on to it, but you put it like that, kind of make him look like he's firing it. So he can sit on there and blast Decepticons. It's kind of cool. It's the whole human alliance thing, but it's neat. It's a neat little idea. It doesn't look too bad on him. I think Bumblebee had it on his arm, but that's kind of weird. Now, for the motorcycle, you can also transform this. And first off, we're going to take this around. That's a connection point to connect the motorcycle to his arm. Move out the wings here. And these are silver painted. You see they're black on the other side. Little joint. Pull that out. Move that around. Sorry, get it straight. This super tight joint. Even today, still super tight. And there you have the gun. Now that connects to his arm. I think it's just one side. You connect on either side. There is a little peg hole there. Oh, we got to move the hand in first. Put the hand back in. And then connect it like that. It stays pretty securely. And he has his gun, which has wheels hanging off it, but that's okay. It's okay. He does have a missile, which I showed earlier, and that plugs in there. And there's a hidden button. It's like hidden in the detail there, and it does fire quite a ways. Super strong spring in there. Height-wise, he is kind of a big robot, especially for the time. There he is next to Leader Class Megatron from the Bumblebee movie, Voyager Class Dark of the Moon Megatron, and Studio Series 86 Jazz. So while not a must-have figure, it is a really nice one of Transformers history. I'm not sure what it goes for in secondary markets now. At the time, it was very popular, so it might be harder to find. They even KO'd it, so bear in mind if you're looking for one, that might be an issue. It's an excellent figure, actually. It's a really, really nice point of Transformers history and a really good movie toy when there really wasn't a lot of really good ones, in my opinion, out at the time. It's one of the few that I bought, and it's definitely staying in my collection just because of how good it looks. Anyway, let me know what you think about this guy. Do you have him? And I'll see you in the next review.